Yeah, I'm your Black Lex today, baby. Now you ain't never gotta like me, that shit is overrated. You need a hero to love, I be the villain that you hated. When it's all said and done, you gon' love me. Me kissing babies, fucking ladies thinking of me. Cause I'm the villain, the bad guy, the one that's supposed to lose. But I'm American, baby, so the rules all skewed for me. Steal your identity, fuck up your credit for free. Police know it's stolen, but they still make you pay the fee. And you don't respect me, for real? I'm the one that's showing you what the real world is. All these backroom deals for your kids' future. My financial aid hustle keep your kids mooching. And why you motherfuckers still stupid? The Statue of Liberty married the country, divorced and now the bitch still moving. With half of the money, alimony, child support. You know what's up when I be winning in the court, cause I'm the villain, the bad guy, the numero uno, the one that y'all hate to see. Cause I'm the big dog, the head honcho, H-N-I-C, everybody wants to be. Damn right, I'm the villain, the bad guy, the numero uno, the one that y'all hate to see. Cause I'm the big dog, the head honcho, H-N-I-C, everybody wants to be. They try to tell me thou shalt not steal. In the same church they tell me Jesus white, is they for real? They try to say the land of the free, minus the slavery, plus the fact that you pay for land these folks stole for free. And you wanna be Superman. Did you forget that Lex Luthor became the president? You lacking common sense, that's why the villain lives. That's why the villain's right. They turn on Superman, man, they turn on Jesus Christ. Even the devil got teams like Arizona State, Duke, the state of Jersey. That man say you're sold and he can't get a jersey. Y'all go to church on Sunday and you claim you're worthy. That's why I got my credit and I'm charging 10%. You finish paying me and you gon' pay me triple, bitch. So why'd I be a hero when a villain gets paid? And women like paid, so the villain gets laid. So I'ma be the villain, the bad guy, the numero uno, the one that y'all hate to see. Cause I'm the big dog, the head honcho, H-N-I-C, everybody wants to be. Damn right, I'm the villain, the bad guy, the numero uno, the one that y'all hate to see. Cause I'm the big dog, the head honcho, H-N-I-C, everybody wants to be. Some of the days go wrong and then some of the days go right. Meaning life can make you weak, but we can walk you to the light. The life where dreams come true are just the nightmares of the hype. Where love and hate are roommates, pleasure and pain are friends. Peace and war and lovers, insane and insane are twins. Cause I want it all and nothing ain't enough for me. And all I need is love, but why y'all all up under me? Plus I would like to see every single lady's sex face. At the same time, man, I'm looking for my soulmate. I feel so religious, spirits living up above. But I gotta admit, I want my chariot with doves. And I could be your Superman and I could set you free. But honestly, I need the cash and I'm charging a fee for my cigarettes and water, my fruit juice and my alcohol, my salads and my pork chop. I got high cholesterol. Lois said she loved me, then she hit me up for child support. Lex baby mama ain't gon' never take his ass to court. Got me in this nightclub, trying to get my mind right. When she bent over, I was looking at my whole life. So once upon a time on a planet called Earth, a man dug in his pockets just to see what he was worth. Well, rabbit ears were more than Eric B. and Rakim. Then the infinite power that he was holding within got him kinda confused, obligated, misused. Got in front of a microphone a couple times and he spewed his whole guts. Some of the things he loved and some of the things he loves. Some of the folk he hate, some of the folk he trusts. And thus mixtape became an album. Your first installment has started. You're welcome.
Salute, and welcome. Welcome back to the Black Ocean Announcement. We're getting deep in with your host and one and only Great Black Shark. Oh, yes. I told y'all this broadcast was coming. Oh, I told you it was coming. Oh, we finna break some things down from the A road to the zero over here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. If you have not went ahead and hit that like button yet, go ahead and do that. Hopefully you was doing that during the intro. Go ahead and share the broadcast. If you hadn't done that during the intro, that's kind of what the intro is for. Give people time to come on in, get all that good stuff out the way. It should be self-explanatory. And for those that want to know, new people that haven't caught the intro here, the songs that you heard were from the good brother LAR Movement off of his album Saga of the Kryptonite Life. Okay, I have to drop a link to that playlist in here, okay, or put it on the community tab after this broadcast, because tonight's broadcast, ladies and gentlemen, we gonna get into debunking some of these tether myths. Oh, the tether myths are gonna get debunked over here tonight. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. We gonna get into these treaties that I've been telling y'all about. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you now, you might want to go ahead and get ready to take notes and look up some of this stuff for yourself. All right, because I'm gonna give you the information with the names, the dates, and the times. You're gonna be able to look that up, and I'm also gonna present something to you here, not just for me saying it. We're gonna let their own people tell you about what they had going on. We're gonna clear it up over here tonight, okay? A lot of people have somewhat broached this issue and haven't gone where they need to go with it, but I'm going to do that here tonight, okay? I'm definitely going to do it. And after I tell the truth, the chips can fall where they may after I tell it, okay? I just want y'all to know type of broadcast we're going to be having here again tonight. One more quick announcement, okay? Also, I'm going to be looking for some new moderators, okay? I'm going to tell you that right now. I'll be looking for some new moderators. Probably going to be looking for a new managing moderator because, you know, some folks don't know how to do their job. So we're going to have to get some replacements going. And I'll be checking out, you know, I'm going to probably start with those of you that's on Patreon first. I'll probably be checking some of you that are regulars over here. Okay, because we got to be on point over here. Okay, I run a tight ship. I don't believe in the goofy stuff. So, yeah. Just know there's going to be some replacements, all right? I'm also going through and checking the list and replacing people, you know what I'm saying? It's not really over here like that. I mean, you know, we have a functioning channel over here, all right? I just want to put that out there as well. Now, with that being said, let me go ahead and scroll up and I can see everybody and greet my esteemed guests. Join us in the building. I see Callie Jane 79 in the building. I see the good brother Project Leroy in the building. My good brother Mr. Sam, I see you. Priscilla Taylor's in here. Only Pamela's Way, I see you. Good sister Sakina Collins is in here. Okay, let's see. Hold on. Is anybody? Creative World Films, what's going on? My brother Maxwell Jenkins in the house. And I see the Church of Black Power in here. Tanisha Murdoch, I see you as well. Salute and welcome to all of you and anybody be joining us tonight. All right. So now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to show you something very quickly here at the onset of the broadcast. Some history you may not know. It's going to be chock full of learning lessons. Now, again, get your pens and pads out. You're going to want to look some of this information up. Now, if you'll direct your attention to the screen here, how many of you knew who these three individuals were? I know you should have heard who one of them is, okay, but there were two other important components to these demonic white supremacists reclassifying us in our nation, those of us that are foundational Black American freedmen, so everybody will be clear on who we're talking about, all right? How many of you are familiar with the other two gentlemen here? You should know one, the one in the middle. A lot of us have been talking about him, but you should know the other two. Well, you should know one, but the other two, many of you might not have known, okay? How many of you have known of the other two? Yeah? Checking y'all out. I'm going to see. Anybody familiar with the other two? Because you will be out tonight. And I want you to do your own research, as with everything that I show you over here tonight. Like I said, it's going to be a hell of an educational broadcast over here, okay? Those that missed it, they're going to have to catch it on the playback. For those of you over here, you're going to get it firsthand, all right? So now let's read this, okay? The first one is Melville Herskovitz, okay? Melville created the genocidal lie of American Negroes coming from African slaves only. Key word, only, because we know that our lineage is composed of a couple of different functioning parts that were already here, plus the few, less than 3%, that came from transatlantic slave trade from West Africa and so on and so forth. All right, the greater majority went down to South America. He was responsible for this lie, saying that those of us here came from African slaves only, changing their cultural identity, okay? So this guy is partly responsible. Then, of course, the second guy here, this son of a bitch, demonic white supremacist also, Walter Plicker, who was a eugenicist, by the way, took away the American Negro Indian benefits and gave it to whites and Mexicans. And this bastard right here is key to how they got the $5 Indian thing going with the Dawes rolls, okay? This guy right here. The third one, Ales Herdlicka. I know, right? Hell of a name, but Ales Herdlicka. He's also a eugenicist. And Ales changed the picture of the original Indians from Negro to the Mongol Asians. See, for those of you that don't know, young people, the original Indians in this country were jet black, okay? Jet black, jet black, jet black. But this guy right here was responsible for switching these images over in books and things of that nature and propagating that lie, okay? I want y'all to remember this. Take a screenshot. I'll give you a couple of seconds. I want y'all to research every single thing that I show you over here tonight. It's going to be very important, all right? After this broadcast, for those of you that choose to engage the tether class, you're going to have everything you need to drop a truth hammer on top of their heads, okay? You'll be able to get straight to the point if you're that type of person. Now, you know, you got some individuals, they like to play with these folks, man, and play games. But I like to think that none of my broadcasts over here, nobody in the audience over here likes to do that. You know, we like to get straight to the point and just let people know what's going on, okay? All right? So I'm going to give y'all a little bit of time. Go ahead and screenshot that, if you will, so you can remember these names, because all three of them were part of a functioning machine to try to damage and hide the identity of our people, which led to us later being misnomed as African Americans and all of these other things, okay? I'm going to give y'all a little bit of time. I think y'all should have had long enough. In fact, as everybody had time to screenshot this, I want to make sure, because we're going to move on, but I want to make sure that everybody got time to get this. And especially if you're coming on the playback, that should be plenty of time. Everybody had time to catch this? We're about to go ahead and get into this. And once we get cooking here tonight, we're not going to stop. The train is going to be rolling, okay? Give me confirmation in the chat and give me a black fist and a thumbs up if you can hear your brother loud and clear. Am I coming in too loud, too low, just right? Let me know, let me know, let me know. All right? Because, yeah, tonight, yeah, this is going to be one of the ones right here. Old Til's going to be crying for quite some time. Yeah? Exactly, Ms. L. She says the truth will always come to light. Amen, sister. It absolutely will. We're going to shine a bright truth spotlight over here on these things tonight. So I'll assume everybody's had time to get this. So we're going to move this down off the screen here. All right. And we're going to get started with some truth. All right. I got a whole lot more to show y'all here tonight. And yeah, I'm going to give my disclaimer too. How could I forget? Since it's our history, some of what I have to show you, especially 2 segments, is going to be very deeply personal. So I'm going to give people a little bit of time before I put that up. But just know there's going to be 2 parts of this broadcast where I'm going to show you some things that documented history that is going to hit you a certain type of way. All right. So I just want to prepare you for that now. You know what I'm saying? So I will understand if some people be like, yeah, bro, that's a bit too much for me to see and hear. All right. But I got to do this, all right? Because, see, the thing about history, all of it is not pleasant, but you must remember it nonetheless. And it goes into when these tellers try to get disrespectful, you know where to draw the line. Be like, hey, how dare you come over here and try to disrespect me and my ancestors, everything that we went through, okay? So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started here. I'm going to let y'all hear a good bit of this. And the second half that is going to get into, oh, boy, that's going to be the one that's going to hurt the tellers, boy. They're going to be crying for years to come after this broadcast tonight. Let's get into it.
But it was the Africans who did the raiding and selling of Africans to the Europeans. No European ever went into the hinterland to raid for slaves. It was the Africans who did it. And before the Europeans even landed here, slavery was already in the system. It was slaves that worked in the palaces for the kings.
The Europeans came to Africa in the 15th century. And when they arrived, they found a well-knit political system in Africa. They also found that there was a well-established economic system in terms of trading and so on. And so they recognized who the Africans were. And they found strong states, kings who were ready to negotiate with them on equal basis and partnership basis, both in their trade and so on. And in fact, when the Europeans started building the forts and castles, they asked permission from the kings to build their land, to build the forts, and then they paid rent for the forts.
Let's stop it right there. Okay. Now, did everybody hear what this lady just said? Did everybody hear that loud and clear? In fact, to make sure you heard it, we're going to run that back. Oh, yeah, we're going to take that back. We're going to play that again because I want to make sure everybody heard this, because, you know, when the tellers and tell the class, this broadcast is for you especially. Y'all come and try to lie about y'all's people's hand in the transatlantic slave trade. Yeah, you got the word akata. You know what? I've told y'all about that akata term. And for those that don't know, it is a pejorative. It means wildcat away from home. Okay. See, tellers, I've told you before, you can't fool me because I speak several African languages. Those of you that know me very well, you know which ones they are. I won't tell you which ones, but those of you that know me, you know. You can't fool me. I know your history damn near better than you do. Okay. And here's what I tell you about that akata term. It's not the gotcha that you think. You see, you know, the tellers are kind of slow. They have low comprehension. Let me reiterate what I've said about the akata term. If you're going to call us wildcats away from home, the few of us that have lineage direct to the continent, all right, who sold the wildcat away from home? Because, see, just as your ancestors were treacherous, many of you today carry on the same treacherous ideology, not only with us when you come over here, but over on the continent. This is why you have the tribalism that you have going on. Oh, yeah, we're going to thread some needles over here tonight. I told you it's going to be uncomfortable for some people to hear, but so be it. The only people that have problems with the truth are people that are not for the truth, okay? Those will be people that are for lies, so we ain't going to have no lies over here tonight. I'm going to play this back again because I want y'all to hear what this lady said now. And I'm doing this primarily for the younger people especially. I know those of you that are older and well-studied and well-read, especially long-time subscribers to this channel, you already know this, okay? But just to make sure that our young people have this information, we're going to play this back one more time.
Africans who did the raiding and selling of Africans to the Europeans. No European ever went into the hinterland to raid for slaves. It was the Africans who did it. And before the Europeans even landed here, slavery was already in the system. It was slaves that worked in the palaces for the kings.
The Europeans came to Africa in the 15th century. And when they arrived, they found a well-knit political system in Africa. They also found that there was a well-established economic system in terms of trading and so on. And so they recognized who the Africans were. And they found strong states, kings who were ready to negotiate with them on equal basis and partnership basis, both in their trade and so on. And in fact, when the Europeans started building the forts and castles, they asked permission from the kings to build their land, to build the forts, and then they paid rent for the forts. So they needed, as it were, the Africans to agree on equal basis or partnership basis to enslave.
Boom, you heard it right there. You heard the brother when he was talking there, okay, the tour guide rather. He said that, hey, them white folks weren't just running up in there, all this, they stole us. No, that makes no logistical sense, even if you didn't know this bit of history, because think about it. At the time, the Europeans were not familiar with the continent. Who runs up into a land you unfamiliar with and just start taking people? No, you got to have help to navigate the land. You got to know how to get in, get out. And then, of course, if you're going into somewhere where you outnumbered, you're definitely going to have sellouts to help you out. Okay. So that's number one. Number two, like she's saying, they made deals with them. And are we going to look at them deals they made here tonight? We're going to look at the major ones where they got the most bang for their buck, so to speak. Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about it. And y'all gonna know exactly the names and dates of these things before this broadcast is over, okay? So you hearing her say it. I'm letting you hear their people talk about it. And I'm not done yet, because the next thing we're gonna show here, I'm gonna show you further proof. So if any of them try to tell that lie, try to act like, oh, they don't know this, they don't know that. Yeah, well, we gonna know. And we're gonna show it with the documentation, because I haven't really seen anybody do what I'm gonna do here tonight. Okay, we're gonna put it all to bed. All right. And yes, that is Skip Gates. It's him, but he is not the focus. I want y'all to pay attention to what's being said, okay? So, in case anybody, coming in new or whatever, come on now. Get your pens and pads out, because you're going to want to remember this tonight. Let's let it continue.
Their fellow Africans.
The kings of Dahomey traded a lot of slaves. Abomey has traded, from the figures we know now, not far from 1 million people.
Just from Abomey alone?
Just from Abomey alone. And you have more from the neighboring kingdoms, Sabi Kingdom, for instance.
Oh, y'all done heard that name for Dahomey. They turned out not to be our homies, okay? And salute to the Church of Black Power for becoming a member in the 9mm level. And salute to Be Informed for the super sticker. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen in here that are supporting the broadcast tonight. Now, listen to this part. And yes, I know the boy has a hairline that looked like a McDonald's arch, okay? Yeah, I get it. Or Vegeta, for those of you that know Dragon Ball Z when the Majin Buu saga started, I get it. So try not to let his crazy hairline distract you. He's going to be telling the truth, though, all right? Which is something that the tellers don't do, all right? Yeah, so I want y'all to hear the further explanation he's going to give about what was going on at that time. Check it out.
Novo Kingdom, etc., etc.
All the way down to Lagos in Nigeria?
Yes, all the way to Lagos in Nigeria. And they knew how bad it was. That was why they didn't trade their own people. They would trade people from the wars and battles they did all around the country. Cultivate the art of superiority. And each king had to train his son to be a warrior, to be someone who is greedy of power, of expanding all over.
Almost 20%, all the slaves that came to the New World came from the Bight of Benin, from this very region. And the slave trade here was run by the kings of Dahomey, run far longer than any other aspect of the slave trade, all the way to 1885. So they knew what they were doing. So for me to go to the court of the king of Dahomey, as nice as the people are here, and as much as I enjoyed it, was, for the descendant of one of those slaves, an unsettling experience.
Look at.
All right. So you heard that, right? You heard that. Now, just in case for anybody's like, that doesn't mean that's what happened. Okay, because we're going to have them that come over here. No problem. I've got an even better source for you. Now, this is an African pastor by the name of Bishop Samuel N. Mensah. Okay, Bishop Samuel N. Mensah, African pastor. Now, he's going to be addressing his church here. And I want you to listen to this entire thing that he's about to tell his congregation. Now, he's a Ghanaian pastor. They're in Ghana. All right, so that's who he's going to be talking to. And boy, when I tell you that he going to tell them all the truth that most of them try to lie about and don't want to face, oh, man. I'm not going to even say anything more, family. I want you to listen to this.
Our traditional leaders and the slave trade, we blame the whites for the slave trade we went through. We blame the whites that they offended us. They took us as slaves. But let's wait for a minute. Who sold the black man to the whites? Who sold the black man to the whites? Our own traditional leaders. The enemy is not outside. The enemy is within. If we are asking the Europeans to pacify us and also to apologize to us, our traditional leaders must be the first to apologize on behalf of their ancestors for the evil they have done against their fellow blacks. Look at our attitude towards the environment and the destruction of our water bodies. All our river bodies have turned into dark brown. And you know what they said? In the next 20 years, if we don't stop this illegal mining, Ghana, we will import water to drink. Yet we don't care. And Chinese, they will come from their country into our forest, destroy our forest, destroy our land, and illegally mine and damage our waters. How can they come if the traditional leaders didn't give them permission to do that? And
boom, let's stop right here. Now, family, think about what he just said about the Chinese. Now, for a point of reference in time here, he gave this speech in 2011. Okay, gave this speech in 2011. Now, you fast forward to 2026. Look what the Chinese are doing on the continent now, practicing depth diplomacy. For those that don't know what that is, Chinese will come to these African nations, these corrupt rulers, offer them a significant sum of money. They sign the terms for the loan, but here's the thing. The trick is this. They don't just give out free money. The terms of the loan is if you default, then they get control of your seaport, your airport, your diamond mines, etc., etc. Legal, fair and square. And it's not for a short period of time until you pay the money. The Chinese said, look, if you default on this money, it's ours forever. So the only way they're going to get that back, and some of these countries have defaulted on some of these national assets. You don't never put your national assets up for collateral for no damn loan. These corrupt leaders, these sellouts are the only leaders in the world stupid enough to do that. But the ones of them have done it. It's a significant number. So now the Chinese are like, hey, listen, man, the only way you're going to get this back, you got to take in the blood. That means they're going to have to go to war. But they know there ain't no chance of that happening because, see, I don't know how many of you remember years ago when they built the African Union, they had the Chinese build that. Remember, they bugged the entire place. So that means that for years before they got a foothold over there, they was getting all the information and data on every country over there. That means all they little tribal conflicts and stuff. So when they move in, they're like, okay, we know you niggas ain't going to come together to fight us because, hell, you too busy fighting each other. And they have all the intel to keep them things stirred up. Because, see, unlike those of us that are foundational Black Americans, we know that if we have a beef with a family member, that's between us. We don't put other people in our family beef. They do. They've done it for many years, okay? In fact, if you know your history about the Rwanda and Rwanda genocide, you know who was involved in keeping that stirred up. Oh, look that up. I didn't put that in here tonight, but I should have. Had two sides killing each other, basically the same people. And I'll tell you this, the culprit that kept that stirred up, they were selling weapons to both sides. Yeah, y'all didn't know that, huh? But see, I'm glad he's speaking on this because, see, they try to say it's just us. And I don't want nobody accusing me, oh, that's just you FBA people. No. It ain't me. I'm going to let your own people tell you about it. And with that said, I'm going to let him continue.
In one instance, while they were dead, our military went there to protect them. Our own military that is supposed to protect us rather protected the foreigners to destroy our water and destroy our forest. The enemy is not outside, the enemy is within. If you look at our own systems and structures in our country, we don't have a better system to improve the lives of people. Pastor, I was surprised when I read in China, they had a 10-year vision, and they said from 2011, their vision was that in 10 years from 2011, and 10 years from 2011 will be what year? This year, 2021.
And my apologies. He did this in 2021. I forgot that part. He said that they said in 2011 that's what they were going to do. But this was 2021. So I'm correcting that. Correction. I'm glad he said that. Because, see, I forgot about that part. But this speech he did was in 2021. Let me make sure I say it again. It was in 2021. And he was talking about what the Chinese had planned in 2011. Okay? So now let's stick with that point. One thing about the Chinese, if you study any bit of their history in a cursory glance and you know what was inflicted upon them by the Japanese, I know you find that hard to believe today if y'all don't study that, being that Japan is a smaller nation, but back then things weren't as they are now. Japanese were very brutal to the Chinese. In fact, they don't get along with each other to this day, all right? In fact, you want to cause some serious conflict, call one of them the other. Call a Chinese person a Japanese person or a Japanese person a Chinese person. See how that go. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, they don't like that, okay? Now, listen. One thing about the Chinese, though, if you study them, they're long game planners. They don't plan for just quick, fast, in a hurry overnight. They're long game planners, all right? So now they will get all the intel and see in 2011, by this time, they had African Union under construction, all that good stuff. They've had years to siphon their data and get all their plans in order before they move. Now, if you're on Patreon, I want you to search this over there. Remember when I put up the file about the Chinese 1,000 Talents plan? All right, that's further proof the document and back up what I'm saying here. You on Patreon are already familiar with that. Chinese 1,000 Talents plan, okay? That's their version for what they had going over here when they had all their Chinese students and interns flooding over here. Thanks to Jim Crow Joe Biden, all of them Chinese nationals were coming through the Mexican border. Y'all remember I showed y'all that over here? For my day ones, years ago, about 2 or 3 years ago, I did that broadcast showing y'all how they was all flooding up here through Mexico. Now, that should have been sign number one that was a great national security threat. Military-age Chinese men coming up here that have been sent here by their government. But, according to Commandment and Jim Crow Joe Biden, that wasn't nothing to worry about. Nothing to see here. Don't worry about it. Let them on up here. All right? We still going to be dealing with the repercussions of that long after the orange man is out of here, okay? Because ain't going to be able to get all of them out. There's no way. But listen, man. Chinese are long game planners. They're showing people on the continent right now. And I'm going to tell you, I don't say this with any joy. Make no mistake. I'm not saying this as an aha moment. I'm not saying this as a nanny boo boo. I'm not saying that. Okay. I'm so sincere, and let me make sure I'm clear on this. All right. I want to reiterate this before I say what I'm going to say. One, when we say tether, that's an action-based term. I often give the example of Myron Gaines, Candace Owens. So if you're a black immigrant over here, you're not like Myron Gaines and Candace Owens, we're not talking about you. If you on code, we ain't got nothing but love for you over here. Okay. So I want to make sure the brothers and sisters that have been rocking with me for years, you understand where I'm going with this. Especially if you're a continental African or a Caribbean person. Because I got something in here that's going to be hard for the Caribbeans to see tonight. But I'm going to be showing you this in hopes that it will inspire those of you that's on code to take a stand and check them damn tethers in y'all lineage and y'all communities and your countries so that you can get your shit straight. Because this is dire information. I'm doing this for the education of my people and your people tonight, the ones that's on code. Let me tell you what I fear. I really do fear, knowing what I've seen, having spent time on the continent. Y'all know my military background. I've been over 25 different African nations in a non-civilian capacity. And having seen with my own eyes how rapidly the Chinese are expanding and, moving. To show you how a sellout is a very deadly thing that should not be taken lightly. What I really hate is for the brilliant young people on the continent of Africa that really want to make their home what it should be, the ones that are not fleeing, the ones that's trying to figure out a way. They're going to look up in a few years' time, as soon as 5 years. It ain't going to take 10. It's going to take about 5 now. And a lot of the stuff that they used to consider home, they're not going to own it no more. It's going to be a bunch of places where them folks can sit up shop and they're telling them where they can't go. They're going to be bringing in a bunch of Chinese nationals to work there and not hire their own people. And they're going to turn those young people on the continent of Africa, in many nations where the Chinese have a foothold, they're going to turn them into guests in their own house. I don't like that. I don't say that with no joy. I hate that. Because I see what's going to happen unless they make a change. They got to get them sellouts out the way, man, or they're not going to have nothing. Now, some of the tellers may be okay with that. We're not talking to you because you have no honor or no integrity. But for the young people over there that want to have a place to call home, I feel bad for them. I really do. I really do. Because at the rate things are going, they're not going to have anything. Can you imagine that? Imagine, let's put it in the context of a house. You own your house, and all of a sudden you got a guest in there that you welcome. All right, they weren't doing too good when you took them in, but all of a sudden, this guest figures out a way to go behind your back and sign some paperwork to get your house in their name. Now, you think about how you would feel in that situation, because that's pretty much what the young people over there on the continent are going to be dealing with, thanks to them accursed sellout leaders. And I'm telling you, boy, I hope the very ground that them sellout bastards walk on is cursed. I hope nothing good comes to them, because that's fucked up, man. I do have empathy for those young people when it comes to that, because that's out of their control. And there many of them are very brilliant. They have a very young population on the continent. So I'm just saying, man, I don't like that. I don't like that. Same thing for down in Jamaica where, the sellouts down there, they're basically giving the Chinese yet again a monopoly on all that prime real estate, luxury beachfront property, making money hand over fist, just sold them people's birthright. Then you sold the Jamaicans actual way to make a living because, hey, if they living near the shore, fishing was a way for them to feed themselves and make a living. Now they can't even go down there on beaches. That's why it's kind of bittersweet when I vacation down there, because I don't like to see that, man. I don't like to see nobody mistreated at home. But see, for you tellers that's worried about our business up here, by the time this broadcast is over, you're going to know what you need to be worried about in your homeland. Let's let it continue.
They will raise over 20% of the people to become multi-millionaires. Now in 2021, they have 1.8 million Chinese who are multi-millionaires in China, and they are between the age of 40 to 50 years. Multi-millionaires. The government intentionally decided that they would make sure they will have 20% of the population multi-millionaires. They also agreed that they will make sure that they will lift up the poorest of the poor, and they lifted 100 million people from begging to live a better life. But in this country, in our country, we fight our own businessmen. Our government will fight our business people. When they know that your business is thriving, and they know that perhaps you are not sympathetic towards the running party or the ruling party, they will fight you, collapse your company, and make you poor. When in China, they want to make the people rich. In Africa, we want to make our own people poor. The enemy is not outside. The enemy is within. Look at our African leaders. How much they stole, the money they stole away. We are told in Gambia, Jamal Yaha, he stole 11 million US dollars from his own country, Gambia. Sani Abacha stole between 1 billion to 5 billion dollars out of Nigeria. Hosni Mubarak stole 17 million US dollars in 8 years. The enemy is not outside. The enemy to our own progress is within. Look at.
Now, let me pause this, man. This pastor is cooking. This is a man that sounds like he's very passionate about the condition of his people. He sounds like he's a man that's very passionate about seeing his country do well. And this is what somebody sounds like when they're trying to do everything they can, hoping against hope that they can reach the few people or however many number that will try to change things. Because he see where it's going, and he's trying to tell him, he's trying to tell his congregation, which is the right thing to do. And let me give him a shout out for that. If you're a pastor or a preacher, that's what you're supposed to be doing in your church. You're supposed to be talking to your people about things that affect their lives and trying to get them to make change and do what's right. So I will give him credit for that. But boy, does he have an uphill battle, because see, everything he's saying is sadly is very true in many different regions across the continent. And again, you tell us when you come over here talking about what we got going on, the one thing you can't say about our people, we don't have no tribal beefs where if I'm over here in Georgia, I got a beef with a person that's from California just because they from a different state. We have our little issues and problems here or there, yeah, but we'll put that to the side at the drop of a dime to get on code with each other. And we definitely don't side with white supremacists against each other. We don't do that. But a lot of y'all do. And by the time I'm done with this history lesson here tonight, oh boy, I'm telling y'all, man, this is going to be the one to shut them up here. I was trying not to do this broadcast, but you know, they've been acting up here lately. They've been playing games. And I'm just going to say this. Everybody does their content how they want to do it. But for my liking, I have not seen anybody do what I'm going to do here tonight and make it plain. Okay. Like Brother Malcolm used to say, that's what I'm going to do here. Let it continue.
At our presidents, the presidents who were fighting for our independence, what we did to them. In Togo, the man who fought for the independence of Togo, called Sylvanus Olympio. When Togo got independence, he decided that they would not use the French franc, the French CFA. They decided they will have their own Togo currency. And you know what? They used Iyadema to kill him and to get rid of him. When Olympians wanted to make Togo great, the enemy within, the Judas within, killed him. In Burkina Faso.
All right, so you heard what he had to say. Oh, Pan-Africanism. I know you recognize this flag, don't you? RBG. Oh, what do we see? RBG. RBG, come to the front of the class. Oh, did you hear that? That was a Ghanaian pastor talking to his people about the things that y'all don't ever talk about. Like that pastor said, man, he said the greatest threat is the enemy within, which is why for those of us as foundational Black American freedmen, we don't play games about coons amongst us. We don't play them kinds of games, okay? That's a serious thing when you got traitors amongst you. You have to deal with that first. or they'll sabotage everything else you try to do. Now, Pan-Africanists, since you have so much to say to us about we need to be unifying and we need to have unity. Well, first, unity begins with truth, because see, now is the portion of the broadcast where I'm going to show you something, and I'm going to give my disclaimer one more time. This is going to be hard for a lot of y'all to see, okay? But I had to show you this nonetheless. Fact of business, let me take this banner down because I don't want this to be in the way at all. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, brace yourself, okay? Because I'm going to show you something, because this is personal to our lineage, and everything that I'm going to show you afterwards here, you're going to understand why I'm showing you this first, okay? I want you to take a look at what you see on your screen. This is the description for how they used to sell our people. Negroes for sale by public auction on Thursday, 10 a.m., the 12th of April, 1848. Okay? Prime and healthy at O'Donnell's Auction House, 2nd Cumberland Street, Charleston, South Carolina. Let's read this. Yeah, I got to do this, family. I know. I got to do it. 25 field hands trained at hoeing, chopping, thrashing, baling, plowing. Peaceful lot, no troublemakers. Strong, can work in the heat all day long. 10 boys being taught to drive wagons and fetch quick learners. 18 women, 8 with future insurance. All house trained, clean, cooking, ironing, making beds. 6 girls, calmly quiet. This pisses me off. Budding out. And if you don't know what that means, it's trying to say the girls are filling out. See, you demonic bastards. Not headstrong, manageable. And I know what that means as well if you read between the lines. Then it goes down to say 1 female superior cook and excellent seamstress, also for sale at 1 o'clock. Allow horses, cows, hogs, 1 prime bull, 5 head of goats, 2 wagons. All right. Now I showed you that for a reason. I'm not done yet though, because I'm gonna show you something else. Yeah, Pan-Africanists, I want you to see this because, you know, we got to talk about this history. Now, the second thing I want to show you here, and some of you on Patreon have probably already seen this. How many of you familiar with this poem? I'm going to ask that question in my chat room. How many of you familiar with this poem? But see, when you check these tellers, you have to personalize this. You have to make sure that you have a functioning understanding of what our ancestors was inflicted upon us in our country that we built, and why we must never, ever not seek our reparations and an anti-black hate crime bill. So how many of y'all let me know how many of y'all have seen this poem? Y'all haven't seen it? We're going to read it. We're going to read it. Oh, and by the way, David Carroll praised this poem. Oh, yeah. Oh, don't think we done with that David Carroll series on Patreon. Hey, look, I'm going to tell y'all, we're going to be going hard in the paint on Patreon next couple of days here. Okay, so yeah, I know it's been a minute, but we're going to pick that David Carroll series back up. He praised this, by the way. Okay, so let's read this, all right? Niggas in the White House, 6 months hence. Things at the White House looking mighty curious. Niggas running everything. White people furious. Niggas on the front porch. Niggas on the gable. Niggas in the dining room. Niggas at the table. Niggas in the sitting room making all the talk. Niggas in the ballroom doing cakewalk. Know anything about the cakewalk dance? You know, that was historically a way where we made fun of they dumb asses. They know that, though. Niggas in the East room make a mighty throng. Niggas in the music room singing coon song. Niggas in the ballway taking off their wraps. Niggas in the billiard room shooting game of craps. Niggas in the storeroom packing away their plunder. Niggas in the bedroom snoring like the. Not a room in the White House without a nigga mini, baby in nursery, a nigga picking it. Niggas on the stairway with very much, what is that? Safety, society. I can't read that part of it. Let me go over to this other side. Let me come back down because we're going to read this whole thing here. Niggas in the blue room, niggas assemble for society, niggas in the front yard, niggas in the back, niggas in the omnibus, and niggas come in hack. On they go to Washington with a mighty rush, 40,000 niggas getting in the put. There is trouble in the White House, more than you can tell, yelling like wild men, niggas raising hell. I see a way to settle it. This is clear as water. Let Mr. Booker Washington marry Teddy's daughter, Teddy Roosevelt. Speaking of, or if this does not overflow Teddy's cup of joy, then let Miss Denai Washington marry Teddy's boy. But everything is settled. Roosevelt is dead. Niggas in the White House cut off Teddy's head. And this was a so-called poet here that went by the Unchained Poet in the Democratic leader House of Missouri there, okay? So now for those of you that don't understand, this was in reference to when, Booker T. Washington went to the White House and they put the poem out. And again, Mr. David Carroll praised this, okay? He was praising this, and we're going to get to that on that David Carroll series. But again, I'm going to ask you, how many of y'all heard of that? Because I saw a lot of y'all saying no, but how many of y'all had heard of that before today? Okay, and Pan-Africanists, come on over here because I ain't done with you yet. Oh, we just getting started tonight. How many of y'all heard of that, family? Nobody? Nobody? Because, see, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually post that in the members only, okay? For those of you that are members only after this broadcast, I'm going to post that whole poem over there so you can have access to it, all right? Because I want you to understand, that when we say America was a white supremacist nation and still is, a lot of you young people probably never heard that history. And again, for you older people, some of you might have heard of that. But for those of you that haven't, I saw a lot of you saying you haven't. We have to teach this history to the young people because they're not going to put that in the schools. But that's very real, okay? Very real. And the backstory behind it is even more to it than that. But I just read you the poem, okay? So I'm going to put that on the members only community post after this broadcast so y'all will have access to it, all right? Now, Pan-Africanist, this next part right here, oh, boy. Yeah, we finna get into these treaties now, just like I told y'all. Oh, we was finna get there. See, I had to set this up and let you hear from their own people about what they did. Now we finna make sure y'all know what they did. Oh, yes, we are. Oh, yeah, here we go. Let's get started. During the transatlantic slave trade, the 15th to 19th centuries, relations between African nations and European powers were primarily commercial and governed by bilateral trade agreements, oral pacts, and local treaties. Rather than sweeping international legal frameworks, European traders were generally restricted to coastal forts and factories, operating entirely at the discretion of African rulers who controlled the interior trade routes and the supply of captives. The major diplomatic treaties, localized pacts, and corporate charters that structured the trade are outlined below. Oh, we finna get into what these things were. Yes, we are. Let's get started. Get your pens and pads out. Y'all gonna want to remember the names of these treaties, okay? These are the major ones where the most people were sold from the continent, okay? The akatas that they may walk around a tree of forgetfulness, okay? I want y'all to remember these names. The Calabar Treaties, the Efik Kingdom, and British merchants. Okay, this is the first one we're going to read about. In the Bight of Biafra, modern Nigeria, the Efik rulers of old Calabar formalized trade laws through treaties with British merchants. These agreements established the trust system, a legally binding credit mechanism where British captains advanced manufactured goods to Efik traders who would then travel inland to procure captives. Now, you see why I played you that first part of this broadcast. The treaties also recognized ECPI, a local secret society, as the official judicial authority to enforce debts and punish default. So now, family, we ain't done. They had whole secret societies going to catch their own people and sell them off. And as you see, this was a trade agreement. So when they come run over here talking about reparations, see, let me tell you something. The difference between foundational Black American freedmen And your people, we didn't sign no fucking agreements with these white supremacists to sell nobody. We have no legal standing agreement with these bastards. None. Your people do. So anytime, boy, and look, let me tell you something. That's going to be hell for y'all to get reparations because they're going to, listen, all the regions, they're going to pull this paperwork out because they got it documented. Everything I'm going to show y'all tonight can be pulled up in reference. I want y'all to do your own research. Just like I tell you with everything I show you. They're going to pull that paper out and be like, hey, man, what you talking about? We already paid your people. We don't owe you nothing. That's what they can tell y'all. This government can't tell us that. We ain't make no agreement. Oh, we not done. Oh, no. Get ready. Oh, let me show y'all this next here agreement here. Yeah, buddy. We finna go agreement by agreement. Yep. Early diplomatic and peace treaties in the 15th to 16th centuries, okay? As European powers established their early presence, initial military friction quickly turned to structured commercial diplomacy. Let's go down this list of these treaties. Oh, yeah. Let's go on down here and read these. The treaties of 1458, Portugal and West African states. I repeat it again. The treaties of 1458, Portugal and West African states, okay? Following failed military raids by the Portuguese along the Senegambia and Lower Guinea coast, Prince Henry the Navigator pivoted to diplomacy. Portugal signed individual peace treaties with local West African rulers, agreeing to cease aggressive raiding in exchange for regular access to local slave markets as commercial partners. Oh, did I pull this out? Are we done? Oh, no, we are not done. Oh, I promise we just getting started. I want y'all to keep up with all these different dates and the names of these treaties, okay? Oh, could we just getting started? Oh, we finna show you the next one. We're gonna go in order here. Yes, we are. Get this next one up on the screen. All right. Hold on. Let me make sure I got that. I think that's the same one. Or is it? Okay, here we go. Yeah. All right. This next one here. All right. Now y'all should be familiar with this one. I know we all familiar with this one. How many of y'all recognize that name on the screen there at the beginning of this, huh? Y'all recognize that? Oh, I told you they ain't gonna like this one tonight. Oh, they're not gonna like this one tonight. Oh yeah, brother Cool Keys, you're gonna want to look all of this up tonight. See a lot of people talk about these things, and some people, shout out to them, they may mention the names, but see, what I like to do, if I teach you something, I want to give you the name and the date and all the specifics of who was involved. So when you go to do your own research, you can say, oh, okay. Because see, look, let me tell y'all this before we get started on this. And I want my young people to recognize what I'm saying here and pay attention, because all of you that are my age and older, you get this, so I'm not directing this at y'all. For my younger people, I understand we're in the internet area, the age of Aquarius here in the internet era. But when you tell somebody to just Google it, that works for basic stuff, okay? A pair of shoes, okay, something generic. But when we're talking about information that's important, we need to make sure that we give them specifics. And shout out to my brother Dan, the man in the building. Oh, brother, you know I got to go ahead and put you on the mod squad. And speaking of Dan, the man, hey, brother Dan, now that you in here, I'm going to tell you like I tell Sister Brooke, man, put your channel in here, brother. That's mandatory, okay? Let me tell y'all, you, Sister Brooke, Brother Ant, Afro Elite, Black Alpha, any of you young, Sister ZZ, I know I'm missing people. Anytime you come in my chat room, brother, you put your channel in here. You understand? That's mandatory. Y'all don't have to ask, okay? But see, that's what the job of those of us that are older with these platforms is supposed to be. We see young brothers and sisters out here stomping and holding it down and holding the line. We supposed to promote y'all, man. So, brother, anytime you come in here, you drop your channel link in here. Drop it in here about 3 times, man. And I want y'all to sub to my brother Dan. Y'all know Brother Dan. And if you don't, you need to get to know him. Brilliant young brother. Surgical assassin. Very calm and methodical when he's debating, okay? So I want y'all to make sure y'all sub to Brother Dan. The Foundational Report is the name of his channel, all right? And we got to call him Dan the man because he be spanking them tellers, boy. I told y'all a lot of times he get on their asses, man. He'll insult them subtly, and then they have to come back. Wait a minute. Yeah, he got you. You just didn't catch that. Shout out to you, Brother Dan. Welcome to have you over here. And Brother Dan, if you need this information, you know I'm going to shoot it to you. I'll shoot it to you right after the broadcast, man, because I want you to light their ass up too, because you probably already know about this stuff anyway. But family, let's read this Elmina Pax here. These Elmina Pax, that's right, Elmina Council, 1482, Portugal and Fonte Nation. Portuguese commander Diego de Azambuja negotiated a formal treaty with Kwame Ansa, a local king of the Fonte people on the Gold Coast, modern Ghana. This pact, yeah, Ghana, looking at you, brought your funky asses over here trying to go to the UN. Nah, you made agreements. You get nothing. Definitely you're not going to dip your hand in our reparations. This pact permitted the Portuguese to build Castelo de São Jorge da Mina, Elmina Castle. That's the original Portuguese name. Okay? Castelo de São Jorge da Mina. Okay? In exchange for substantial rent, defensive protection, and exclusive trade rights for gold and enslaved people. You know, I just covered a broadcast my good brother Dan did where he was talking to this Ghanaian telter that tried to act like he didn't know any of this information. So, Brother Dan, if you didn't already know that, spank his ass with that the next time if that gentleman or any other them try to come back at you with that. Because, yeah, we finna clear up all these lies over here tonight about what they don't know. We finna show them what they should know. Because all of this is documented. It's paperwork behind everything I'm showing everybody tonight. So we finna get to the next one. Oh, we not done. Oh, we are not done. We are just getting started. I told y'all. We're going to make it stick over here tonight, boy. Oh, yeah. Now let's get to the next one. Anti-monopoly and interstate trade treaties, 17th and 18th centuries. As the trade peaked, African kingdoms played competing European powers against one another. Oh, ooh. Let me read that again. As the trade peaked, African kingdoms played competing European powers against one another. You see, they weren't these harmless, innocent people that, they just got their people stolen by these pale folks that ran up in there not knowing the lay of the land and didn't have no help. Oh, no, these motherfuckers were strategic with this shit, okay? You got to know what you're doing if you playing one power against another because you competing with them. Oh, let's go. We ain't done. Formalizing agreements to dictate prices. Oh, okay, so they were running shit, huh? Custom duties and legal jurisdictions. Oh, get your pen and pad ready. We're going to read some more about these treaties. Yes, we are. The Whydah Treaties, the Kingdom of Whydah, Dahomey, and European corporations. Whydah, later conquered by the Kingdom of Dahomey, okay, was one of the most prolific ports of the slave coast. Rulers signed formal commercial charters with the British Royal African Company, the Dutch West India Company, everybody should know that's notorious, and French merchants. These treaties dictated, hold on, we ain't done. Hold on, because we'll get this next part up here. Hold up, let me make sure I got it. Yeah, we gonna read about all this. See, they ain't gonna like that. They ain't gonna like this because, see, you know, they try to pretend like they don't know what's going on and they so confused. You're not gonna be confused after tonight. All right, so it says they strictly dictated the fixed prices of enslaved individuals in terms of European goods, guns, textiles, cowrie shells. All right, that's just some of the stuff they traded for. The mandatory customs duties paid directly to the king before any trading could commence. So now let's stop right there. Before anything could go on, they had to break bread and give it to the king, okay? So it wasn't no sneaking around, snatching people. You know, it wasn't no, oh my God, we thought they were coming. No. This was business, okay? This was commerce. They had to go drop a bag to the king before they could do anything. Let's read the other thing here. Equal access clauses ensuring no single European nation could monopolize the port. So they had this on lock, man. Pan-Africanists, where you at? Come on now. Oh, the panties ain't gonna like this broadcast. Oh, but y'all gonna have all the information you need here tonight. Because, see, we gonna get rid of this whole they were so innocent and they just got played for fools. No, these motherfuckers knew what they were doing. They knew the whole time. Oh, did they ever know the whole time? We ain't done, though. Oh, we are not done. We are so not done. Let's look at this next treaty here. Yeah. The Kingdom of Congo and Portugal alliances. Yeah. Starting with early diplomatic letters and treaties under King Alfonso I, the Kingdom of Congo established formal trade terms with Portugal. However, as Portuguese demands outstripped legal supplies, later disputes over these treaties led to the Treaty of 1665. Following the Battle of Bouila, that's right, it's pronounced Bouila, silent M, which forced the fragmentation of Congo and expanded unchecked Portuguese trading in West Central Africa. Now, I got a question before we carry on here tonight. I want to ask everybody in my chat room, do this sound like somebody that was taken advantage of, or do this sound like people that were complicit in selling their own people? Now, sure, we don't let the white supremacists off the hook, but let's be clear. They had business partners. So I asked my chat room again, does this sound like some people that didn't know what was going on and they was confused? And, when you dropping bags off to the king, how confused can you be? They wasn't deboing nobody. The king was like, hey, man, don't nothing move till I get my paper. Huh? Oh, but they're going to tell us they ran up in there, they were just kidnapping people. See, that's a myth, man. See, this is why young people that may find this broadcast, I understand that history may be boring to you, but if you're a foundational Black American freedman or any person, having a strong command of history allows you to navigate the present and the future, okay? The purpose of history and me showing you this is not for me to show off or regale you how much I know. No, the purpose of history is studying it so you don't repeat it. Like Dr. John Henry Clark said. Exactly, Brother Dan said, sound like they had a mutual and beneficial arrangement. Yeah, it was very beneficial. Oh my God, was it ever beneficial? Oh, some of them will brag about the money. Because see, look, I'm glad he said that too. Because see, by the way, whether it's West Africa, Central Africa, East Africa, by the way, East Africa was involved in slave trade as well. Look up Tipu Tip, who he was. One of the biggest East African slave traders ever. Hated his mother's people because his mother was African, father was Arab. They will brag to you about how much money them families, they still got bread, okay? This money that they got, it didn't disappear. See, the most rich, you know what I'm saying, tribes and clans over there, they got old slave money, just like these white supremacists. They don't like to talk about that part. You know, I'll tell you what else I'm going to do, too, for my members only over here. I'm gonna put some books over in the members only community tab. I'm going to load that community tab about the broadcast. I'm going to put some books where you can read about that very thing I'm telling you. So some of them will actually slip up and start admitting it. White people soil your people. We are rich. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know. Which is why once we get these reparations over here, we going to holler at y'all too. Oh, don't think we not. Oh, don't think we not. Oh, don't think we not. Everybody going to get it. Okay, but you got to start at home first. Don't worry. We're going to take care of home first. But just know this stuff right here. Oh, yeah, we coming. And see, let me go ahead and say this now. One of the things that I like to tell people, in order to prepare for future victories, you don't wait till the future gets here. You start in the present, which means that we need all of our competent Black legal class. I'm going to say it again. That means we need all of our competent Black legal class to start going through these treaties and all these agreements and start tracing back this paperwork and say, hey, listen, come on. We can't talk about no Pan-Africanism until you settle this debt. You gonna pay too. Yeah, I'm going there. We're not done though, family. Oh, we are not done. Because see, this next portion of the broadcast right here, oh yeah. We're gonna get into some other things real quick. Oh, yes, we are. And I want y'all to pay attention to this because see, you know, this is the stuff that the Pan-Africanists don't want to talk about. They don't like when you reveal this kind of truth. I don't know why anybody would hate the truth, but this is what it is. Because see, everything I'm showing you here, I don't want you to believe it because I said it. Absolutely not. Whatever I told y'all, I've said for years, don't you ever in your life come to my platform and just say, well, because GBS said it. Don't you ever do that. I don't care who you listen to. You verify what I say, okay? I don't put shit out that I won't tell you to verify. Salute to the brother, what is it? Isaac B8, okay, I think I'm pronouncing that right. And my good brother Maxwell Jenkins for joining the members only section. Okay, shout out to you gentlemen. Thank you. So again, don't ever just take my word for it. Now I know y'all trust me. You know I pride myself on giving you accurate information, but make the truth your own. Make information your own. That way, once you know it, it doesn't matter what I say or nobody else tell you. Nobody can take that knowledge away from you, and it's yours to wield as you choose. Okay, that's where the power comes from. And learning, all right, for my younger people. Now, this next portion of the broadcast here. Oh, yeah. Never forget these things because, see, Pan-Africanists, I got some things I need to show y'all. Now, I just gave the history lesson there with those treaties because I've been promising y'all I was going to do that for a minute. Now, I've been trying to kind of hold my hand back, but I'm starting to see too much, so now I had to put it out there. Those are all the major treaties. There's more. But those were the major ones you need to look up that I showed you here tonight. But we can't forget this because, see, the best indicator of present and future behavior is past behavior. Now, why am I saying that? Because what I'm going to show you now is in present day. You see, Pan-Africanists, I get it. We got some on code brothers that are non-LBA. Some of them are over here. Shout out to y'all. Ain't nothing but love for you. If you're not like a Myron Gaines or Candace Owens, we ain't got nothing but love for you. And that's the way it'll stay. So nothing personal against you, but the tether class. In modern day, I'm going to show y'all some things here that happen in modern day. We can't have no unity with this. So all that, we all need to come together and all this unity and that romanticized view of Pan-Africanism, you can't unify with nothing I'm about to show you. I'm going to play all of this without interruption.
I don't identify myself as a black person anymore. I identify myself as a Jamaican person. I'm Jamaican.
I've always identified as a Grenadian.
American one, and I'm not black. Everybody was shocked at that statement. Like, you're not black? What are you then? Like, I'm a person. What is black? So what are you? Yellow, like lemonish green? What is that?
With.
It's difficult because I don't identify as being black. Also, like I was.
I'm not black, I'm African.
They're not black?
No. It's a big difference. You know what I'm saying? I came in a plane, they came in chains. Yeah. I'm passenger in their cargo.
And I was 17 to go to college. So I will start off with the fact that I never really saw myself as a black person growing up. I still don't. Of course, it's something.
I'm not black. This is black. I'm not black. I'm not African either. I live in Africa. I'm Somali. I speak Somali. This is my flag.
I don't like this. Like, why are you telling me I have to do this because I'm black when it's been already pointed out that I'm Haitian? Why do I now have to submit to this idea of being black? That makes absolutely no sense to me. And that's what you don't get. A lot of people are.
Black. I have never and will never identify myself as black. And I'll elaborate as to why I'm saying this, because this is.
Oh, I said I wasn't going to interrupt her, but I got to be petty. First of all, oh, yeah, you know I'm going to get my jokes in. I know y'all like, man, he's so scholarly tonight. Yeah, well, I'm going to get these jokes in too. You know I'm going to do it. First of all, baby girl, you need to worry about getting some chapstick on them ashy-ass lips. What you been doing? Kissing powdered donuts? Or might be some other shit you been kissing. I don't know, but you need to get no lips fixed first while you worrying about not being black, okay? And we showing you tethers. Because now y'all seem to have amnesia. Y'all don't know nothing about no delineation. You taught us first. Like that old commercial goes, and look it up, young people. Son, where did you learn how to do this? We learned it from watching you, Dad. Yeah. You taught us to delineate. See, we were hard-headed back then. We were like you. We thought everybody was black, but y'all was telling us you wasn't black. So you know what? Hey, man, better late than never. You're right. You're not black. Okay? You're not black. We know that because you got ashy-ass lips and ashy elbows and knees to be down. So, you know, you got bigger things to worry about than not being black. And, of course, I just seen her in here. Sister Brooke, come on now. Sister Brooke, you know what you're supposed to do. Just like I told my brother Dan, anytime you, him, brother Ant, Black Alpha, Afro, ZZ, anybody show up, you put your channel in here at least 3 times, sister. Go ahead now. Sister Brooke, I'm going to need you to put your channel link in here at least 3 times. We got to make sure that we get the people that's standing on business they subs up, man. I mean, they have excellent content. I think the sister was live earlier tonight, y'all. So if y'all are still up after this, hey, go check her out, man, on any given time. A lot of good content up there. In fact, the business on my community tab, if you look down, probably the second post, she did an excellent piece on that fat tether Marcus Garvey. That's right, I said it. Okay, and y'all go see why. All right. But yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? Let me tell y'all something, boy. They're not gonna like this because they told us they weren't black, so we're gonna refresh their memories over here for the tether class. Let it continue.
Needed in your, so you can pretty much understand that just because I look like you, that does not mean I identify myself as such. So for instance, sweetheart, I am Congolese.
The world is colorblind. I'm not a black man. Yeah. Look at my face. Yeah. I'm more like brown.
And I'm not black. Let me say that again. I am not black.
Hold on, dog. Yeah, I'm gonna get my jokes in. Listen, man. We know, because you got this Brillo pad ass wig on your head. Do they not know how to moisturize these things or something? And look, for those on there chasing Zaddy around, I done told y'all this before. Tether winches, let me holler at you. If you're going to get a white man, make the white man get you some quality wigs, okay? Please do that. God damn, that shit look like steel wool in her head. That old dusty, ashy shit. I thought the purpose of getting a wig if you was a young lady to kind of, you know what, I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to leave it alone. Salute to the brother Ray Sean Collins for becoming a member of the channel, man. Let me stop, man, because y'all know once I get to having a good time, I won't stop, because I got a lot more to teach y'all tonight. Let's let it continue.
Okay.
Hear me out. Growing up, my mom absolutely hated when we refer to ourselves as black. She's like, you're not black, you're not.
Now, that's over to refresh the Tilda's memory. We got more of memory we got to refresh here because, see, Pan-Africanists, let me holler at y'all. In conjunction to what you just saw, have we forgotten this? Oh, have we forgotten this, family? Have we forgotten this when that rancid bag of dog shit Queen Elizabeth died? May she rest under the 10th level of hell. I need to throw some gasoline down there. This motherfucker here, boy, this was so shameful. When it died, because I don't call it a human being. Okay, when it died, they were crying over it. Y'all remember that? Oh, I'm going to put this in. Pan-Africanists, what can you do with a mentally colonized mind like that? Huh? You know what? Before I play this, let me do something else here. Y'all finna get some extra education, okay? Give me just a second. I'm going to put something in here that I want y'all to study because, while I'm kicking backs in with the truth, I may as well kick it all the way. Let me type this in real quick and put this link in the chat, okay? Yeah. Yep, I'm finna show y'all something, right? Because you remember I told you a long time ago, many times over the years, that, there are some African nations, about 19 or 20 of them, that are in the British Commonwealth. So you think about it, you get your independence on paper, and you choose to willingly be a part of the 21 member states there of the British Commonwealth. I mean, come on, man. Why would you want to do that? You think about that. You get your independence on paper and you want to be a part of the British Commonwealth? Really? Okay. So you know what I'm going to do here? Hold on. Let me get this link and I'm going to put this in the chat because I want y'all to look that up for yourself because, they're not going to be able to talk after the night. Y'all going to have all the information you need to shut that shit down anytime they run their mouth about, anything, to be honest with you. Because first of all, let's just dwell on that for a minute. If you're going to be a part of the British Commonwealth, okay, then that means you may as well just let them stay over there. Because see, basically what that means is, for those of you that don't know, they try to say it's symbolic, but it's like that in some Caribbean nations. Your actual head of state is the British crown. Like if they come over there and say, get down and lay down, that's just what it is. You all right? They control your economy and everything. You understand? So, what I'm going to do, family, I'm going to get that link and I'm going to put that in there as the broadcast goes on here. But while I'm getting the exact link, because I want to show y'all exactly how many countries, the 21 African nations that are willingly a part of Britain. And by the way, they have to pay to be a part of the motherfucker. Ain't that some shit? So you get colonized They stealing from you left and right, they enslaved your people, and you gonna pay to be a part of their shit? Pan-Africanists, are you crazy? What we gonna build with that? When they doing shit like this, when one of the biggest tyrants on the planet died. Let's let it continue.
What is going on here? She makes me feel comfortable in this country. She provided everything for me.
To the Queen's death.
What is going on here? She makes me feel comfortable in this country. She provided everything for me. No, silly, no.
Yeah, I know y'all remember that, huh? So now, let me put this website in here about 3 times, okay? So now, if you go to this website, you can see all of these African nations that were part of the British Commonwealth. Oh, yeah. I want y'all to check this out, man. Yeah. By 21, in fact, I'm gonna put it in about 4 times, okay? Bookmark this site. So when they start running their mouth, ask them why they want to pay to be a part of their former colonizers. But see, don't forget about the Caribbeans while we on them, okay? We got to get on YouTube. And again, I'm not showing this because I like to see it. I'm showing this to hopefully the younger people that are Jamaicans, because this is in Jamaica, where the Chinese down there running shit. Yeah, we got to tell it like it is. I hate to say it, but it's the truth. Hopefully this will inspire some of the younger Jamaicans to go ahead and clean this shit up right here. Now, I'm going to play this, and I'm not going to even interrupt it because it's very sad. And I'm going to say this. You ain't never seen no foundational Black American over here put up with this shit. Again, this is in Jamaica. Keep an eye on the man right here with that green shirt on and the little dude, the Chinese guy with the dark navy shirt on. Now, I want you to see this engagement they about to have. Y'all ain't have, boy, I can't even prepare y'all for what y'all about to see. Any Jamaican tethers, man, don't you say nothing to my people when you got this going on. Check this out.
Don't touch me outside. Me not touch you. Stay outside. Don't tell me go outside. What you mean my place? Me I buy something and come out. Me not stand here. Move outside. Bum buckler. If you want me go here follow me, where you follow back at me for? Don't cuss nobody right at me. Let me go on in peace. I'm from Jamaica. You can't deal with Jamaica man like this. I'm not coming outside. You can't deal with Jamaica man like that. Don't deal with Jamaica man like that. I'm going. Tell me to go. Don't curse my road after me. Why you curse? Move outside! Boom buckler, you now move! Don't hit me, please. Please. Don't hit me. You come here again, me bust you right here. Alright, give me a chance. Give me a chance. I'm not coming back in there again. Oh, move for your blood clot. I'm not coming back in here. Make sure somebody pass you down here. No. Because somebody pass you down, they not touch you. Who? You will know who. You come here again, you will know who. I'm going to the police station. Fuck you, move.
Boy, Pan-Africanists, come here. Oh, Pan-Africanists, come here, come holler at me. Oh, no. Pan-Africanists, where y'all at? Panties. Where you bad yard man at? Come on. Yard man. Where you at? This Chinese dude in Jamaica, speaking patois, cursing this Jamaican man out in his country, kicking him out of a store and bold with it, squaring up like he like, I ought to sock your ass for coming. Boy, look here. You ain't never seen none of our lineage put up with no shit like that from none of these motherfuckers. In our country where we not even a majority. How did you let this happen? How did you let this happen? This is some bullshit right here. This ain't supposed to be going on in nobody's country where you the majority. A foreigner come down there and he talking cash shit to him too. Pan-Africanists, I'm showing you your flag because I hope you come on over here and maybe you want to talk to them. See, look, But for the Caribbean and Jamaican tilters, don't talk to my people about nothing. Okay? That's what you got going on down there. That was in his country. Man, if anything, they should have left and said, all right, we'll be back. And waited on his ass to come out that store and had a conversation with him, if you know what I mean. A strong conversation, if you catch my drill. That don't make no damn sense. Now, let me shout out my Jamaican riders, because I know some brothers that are friends of mine that wouldn't have put up with that at all. But damn it, the fact that it's going on, and you talking to my people crazy for the tether class, hey, man, that's down there in your homeland. You better go down there and straighten that out. But you know, you ain't going back down there. We know that. Once y'all leave, y'all don't ever go back for the tethers, okay? Yeah. So hopefully the riders down there, the young Jamaicans, man, my young Jamaicans down there, man, y'all don't let them folks do you like that. You got to take your country back thanks to your sellout leaders, man, and damn near let the Chinese take everything, because the unfortunate thing, they made legal agreements, so you're going to have to take that back in blood, man. I just got to say it like it is. You're going to have to, because they're not going to give it up. And that can't stay that way if you want your country to be your country. You can't have a foreign power come in and claim your biggest moneymaker, which is your economic real estate and, you know, your prime beachfront property and everything. Oh, man, y'all gonna have to take that back, man. But that's their fight, man. I'm just showing y'all what they got going on. But we're not done. We got some more to check out here because, see, I told y'all, we're going to make this a very thorough broadcast and let people know what they should be focused on. All right? So coming up next here, I want to show you something. Dr. John Henry Clark. Now, why am I showing you one of my greatest grandmaster teachers, okay? The illustrious and immortal John Henry Clark. Let me tell you something, man. This right here, I have to show you this because, unfortunately, a lot of the tether class, whether they continental African, Caribbean, etc., they have an affinity for them folks, okay? Are people going to do what they want to do? Hell, some of our people will date interracially with them folks, if you know what I'm saying. They're alabaster people. Unfortunately, what happens when you do that, especially if that child gets to be raised by that white side, you see what happened with Andrew Tate and his brother, etc. Dr. John Henry Clark is going to warn you about something. I played this speech for y'all before, and I'm going to play it without interruption because I want y'all to really understand what he's saying. The role of the bastard in world history. Yeah, we're going to play this because, see, what he was trying to get people to understand was, yeah, you can do what you want to do, but in the context of conquest, of a nation, if you want to infiltrate a society or a country, and you want to change the demographics for future generations, yeah, you come down there and whether it's the men or the women, you start procreating with the natives. So you have some little half whatever you are, half whatever they are babies. And then you indoctrinate those children to be biased against the indigenous population of that country. That's exactly what you're finna see on the continent of Africa. All them Chinese men coming down there knocking up them African women. What you think the future of them places is going to look like? Do you really see them have Afro-Chinese babies taken after their fathers or their mothers? Who you procreate with matters. Yes, people going to do what they want to do, but I'm telling you, that goes for my people as well. So I'm going to let Dr. Clark explain it to y'all. I'm just giving y'all the context of what this speech was about. Let's let it play.
And I have studied it down through the ages. But I have always threatened to write a massive book about it and never wrote a line. I write out the title for the book, and I talk out chapters in the book, but I never write the book. It is so delicate and dangerous, and so painful that a person like me who opened many doors and talked about many things, even at the risk of being killed, hadn't even put it down. The book is called The Role of the Bastard as a Factor in History. How people have bastardized other people through their women and used the bastard to control them. then having used the bastard, refused to accept the bastard in the home of the father that created him and send him back to his mother's people to start confusion.
Yes, write the book. Yes.
When and if I dared, and somebody going to have to give me a bodyguard 24 hours a day if I ever did, I would have to write about how they literally destroyed the Haitian Revolution. How the mulatto generals, sons and daughters of the French black mothers and French fathers betrayed the Haitian Revolution and went over to the French against Toussaint Louverture. And a French general who hated both blacks and mulattoes called Rochambeau. He was going to teach the mulatto general, the mulattoes, a lesson. That I hate you just as much as I hate the blackest of the blacks. So he gave a gala party for the wives of the mulatto generals. At the end of the party, he said, I have some presents for you, ladies, in some boxes. So go in the room and open the boxes. It was the heads of their husbands. He had cut their heads off to show you I have just as much contempt for you yellow niggas as I have for the blackest of the blacks. The Rochambeau incident in Haitian history was so embarrassing and so painful. Most Haitian historians have written it and left it out. Couldn't face it. Too embarrassing. And Christophe, one of the last of the powerful of the three generals, mentioned it in passing. One of the last of the mulatto governors, Pétain, when they were arguing about democracy or dictatorship, Christophe had a dictatorship, but everybody was fed and going to school and doing well. And Pétain had another part of the island that was called a democracy, modeled after Europe, but everybody was starving over there. And when he faced Christophe, he said that if the French, Christophe had been a stable boy and head waiter in the French inn, also fought in the American Revolution, but that's another story. So when he faced Christophe, he said, if the French had killed you, I wouldn't have you to contend with. And Christophe's answer was classic. If your mother had the common decency to keep Frenchmen out of her bed, I wouldn't have you to contend with. Now, after the death of Christophe, supposedly engineered by the mulattoes, they came to power, begging for French acceptance, and got it. He adopted a French constitution that crippled Haiti and killed the revolutionary spirit of Haiti till this very day. French white nationalism and French bastardization killed that nation before it could get born. I don't have enough handkerchiefs to write the book. Maybe let me go along with my lecture notes. I'm too old and I've had one stroke already. Come on, I can't afford another.
And there you have it, in the words of the Grandmaster and immortal teacher, Dr. John Henry Clark. I want to ask a question in my chat room, because when I fire out this microphone and do a broadcast, I like to make sure I'm as effective as I can be. Did everybody in here, ladies and gentlemen, get the context of what you just heard? Did everybody understand the context of why he was saying what he said? And no, he never did write that book because Dr. Clark really loved our people. And as you heard, it was kind of hard for him to get through it. But, you know, the man was always one to tell the truth. And that has always stuck with me. Now, again, let me reiterate. I know people are going to do what they want to do. But, yeah, that for me, that's why I'm staying with my people, okay? Everybody else can do what you want to do. And look, this is no slight to any biracial person. It's classified as black here. You can't help how you're born. We ain't got nothing but love for you as long as you on code mentally with your people. Nobody's going to hold your genetics against you. So I want to be clear about that for anybody that's biracial on this channel or comes over here. We don't look at you, oh, you biracial, something wrong with you. No, no. Now, if you get to acting like Herschel Walker's son or Doja Cat, okay, yeah, get the fuck on, okay? And you don't get no love then. Before you just being born what you are, you can't help who your parents are. But it does matter where your mental is. And nobody expects you to disown half your parentage, but you better understand in America, you classified as black. Okay? You better move accordingly. So did everybody, y'all say, okay, cool. Everybody understood what you're hearing. That's what I like. I like to be effective. And I hope all the younger people understood it. And just to sum it up again, bottom line is who you procreate with matters. It does. Make your own decisions, but make them wisely. Because we still see that here today. And that same method of conquest by introducing, you know, interracial confusion with indoctrination has been used to destabilize many nations. It's going on right now in the continent of the Caribbean, and they'll try to do it here in America. Okay? So I'm just glad that y'all got the context of that. I had to include that here tonight. But see, we're not done. Oh, we are not done. We are not done yet. No, we're not. Okay? Because in closing here, I want you all to hear this because for the tellers that may be angry, I'm going to introduce you to Fannie Lou Hamer, the esteemed Fannie Lou Hamer, so that you understand the difference between the foundational Black American freedman spirit and your colonized spirit without the nonsense I showed y'all here tonight. That represents the tether class, keyword class. You are a Black immigrant. That's not you. I'm not talking about you. And hit dogs will holler if you think I am. All right? Shoe fit, wear that motherfucker. But I want you to hear from one of our ancestors here that definitely put these words so eloquently, and it's the embodiment of the foundational Black American freedman spirit here today. I'm going to let her speak in her own words.
Mississippi is still a very rough place. You know, people is not just walking up like they used to do in the past, walking out, you know, shooting a man down or getting maybe 200 or 300 people carrying you out and lynching you, but it's in a more settled way. You know, they can let you starve to death, not give you jobs. These are some of the things that's happening right now in Mississippi. See, Mississippi is not actually Mississippi's problem. Mississippi is America's problem. Because if America wanted to do something about what has been going on in Mississippi, it could have stopped by now. It wouldn't have been in the past few years between 40 and 50 churches bombed and burned. You see, and this lead me to say, you know, all of the burning and bombing that was done to us and the houses, nobody never said too much about that, and nothing was done. But let something be burned, you know, by a black man, and then, my God, you know, you see, the flag is drenched with our blood. Because you see, so many of our ancestors was killed because we have never accepted slavery. We had to live on it, but we've never wanted it. So we know that this flag is drenched with our blood. So what the young people are saying now, give us a chance to be young men, respected as a man. As we know, this country was built on the black backs of black people across this country. And if we don't have it, you ain't gonna have it either, because we gonna tear it up. That's what they saying. And people ought to understand that. I don't see why they don't understand that. They know what they've done to us. All across this country, they know what they've done to us. This country is desperately sick, and man is on the critical list. I really don't know where we go from here.
Shout out to Fannie Lou Hamer for always standing on business and speaking truth to power. Because as you heard her mention Mississippi, and we all know what's going on in Mississippi right now with the Nolan Wells case. There's a lot I have to say about the ongoing events of that. I will be putting that broadcast together in the future. But understand this. Everything she said then is relevant to where we are now. And in her speech right there, she was talking about these white supremacists know what they've done to us. Oh, you in the tether class, you know what you've done as well. You that like to use that word of cattle, like I said, after we get these reparations here, you gonna pay what you owe too. Those treaties that I showed you tonight, oh, you still responsible for those actions. Yes, you are. You yourself here in this day and age probably did not sell anybody. Of course you didn't, but your family members did. That land that you got over there that some of y'all brag about, coming from that slave trade money, oh yeah. Before there's going to be any unity, you're going to settle these debts. And that's coming. That's part of the reason why I wanted to do this broadcast here tonight, to clear up all the lies, okay? So now, family, as I always ask at the end of my broadcast, did you learn something? Did you learn something? Did you learn something here tonight? Did you learn something? That's why I do this, okay? I don't do this for clicks, views, and likes and all that stuff. You have a good time from time to time here occasionally, but this is a classroom, okay? I found this microphone is to teach my people beneficial information. Did everybody get something from this broadcast that you can take this information no matter what I said? I want to reiterate that to the young people. Don't just take it for what I said. You research it. You look it up. And for those of you that are members, I'm going to be putting up some of the information that you saw here tonight in the members only. I'm going to definitely be giving you some books that you can read about how they brag about how much money they made from some of the treaties that I showed you. Yeah, see, the Pan-Africanists don't want to have that kind of conversation. See, let me say this final word to you, Pan-Africanists. For you to call yourself a Pan-Africanist, you've never been to an African nation, is asinine. But even if you have been, let me explain something to you. Because there are Pan-Africanists that are of our lineage, and that's your business. But I'm going to tell you this. For those of us that are proud of who we are here, don't you try to shame us into overlooking and ignoring and denying everything that our ancestors went through here. If you choose to do that, that's your choice. But don't come to us with that. We know who we are in this country. We got lineage business to stand on and take care of here, and that's what we're going to do. You want to go try to find yourself in a place where you're not from and your people have never been, that's your business. Knock yourself out. The rest of us are going to honor our ancestors and get what we're due here, okay? So that's my final message to y'all. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you to everybody who contributed to the broadcast. Thank you to all the new channel members, the Patreon subscribers, everybody that comes through and supports, all right? If you appreciate this type of stuff, if it's your first time over here, this is what we do here with no sugarcoating. And with that said, take care of yourselves. Remember, we are great and mighty people. Salute to you, Black first. I will see you all in future content.